And we are live. Believe Nation, how we doing? Happy Tuesday. Tuesday is my YouTube day, so spend the day doing YouTube work. This morning was fun. Nina was running some errands, and so I tagged along, filmed some awesome videos in the car, got a bunch of videos done, sending it to my team to upload and edit, so you got some new content coming soon. And now this afternoon is YouTube strategy and just all day. I think having one day just to focus on your big projects really helps. But this is my little break to come here, chat with you guys, say hi. We've got a special guest. We're going to do a coaching session, I believe. Let's bring... Always Cam. Just sent you the invite. Let's see where she is. This should be fun. You're going to like the energy on this woman. She's great. Okay. Oh, and there she is. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, no, I got you. Okay, you just never say anything. All right. We got you. Always Cam in the house.
Cam here.
Man, it's been, how long? It's been, original Thought Leadership Academy
I know, right?
in Toronto, and then the tour in 2019. And anyway, now here we are. So
2021.
2021. Let's go, Cam.
Crazy,
So,
right?
listen, it's all you. This is your time. However I can help.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm not going to waste any time either. So I contacted you about a month ago, and I didn't know you was on vacation, so welcome back. And so ever since I last spoke with you, I've been trying to do this YouTube thing, and I'm stuck, man. I don't know what it is. I know 2020 was a tough year for everyone, but now I feel like I have a little more flexibility. My schedule's getting a little busier, and this is always the most trickiest time of the year for me because I have another commitment that's like a 3-week commitment, and it always pulls me back. So my question to you is, how can I stay on course? I need a strategy.
Well, why are you stuck? You let this off with "I'm stuck, man." So what?
Well,
what are you stuck on?
I'm stuck on putting the content out. Now, I'm not stuck on creating the content because ever since I saw you at that last Video Marketing World event, I've been documenting. So I have a lot of content in the queue, but it's not going out. So I need help.
But it's, recording the content is a lot harder than pressing publish on YouTube. So where are we stuck with just pushing a button and getting it up?
Well, according to some people in my circle, they said that I'm in my head too much. Maybe I'm trying too hard. But I'm trying to put out good quality content as well. Now, I know that I'm not going to overexert myself and put out like 30 minutes worth of content. So I'm only trying to put out like maybe 10 or 15 just to give myself a practice. Someone brought it to my attention. They said that maybe I just need an editor because it seems that I only want to be the face of my brand. And the editing is the only thing that slows me up.
So that's where you're stuck, is actually edit. So you have all the raw content, but it's not edited?
Right, exactly.
Okay, so you've got two options. One, sure, you can go get an editor, and if you can't afford an editor yet, then you look at what can you trade. There anybody young in your community who loves to edit but wants to learn other sides of the business, whether it's, you do so much, whether it's photography, whether it's Airbnb, whether it's the talent agency, maybe you're into new stuff too. I don't know. It's been a while since we connected, but if there's people who you've been in touch with that they're good at editing, but they're missing a lot of other things. So maybe you could do a swap, or hey, they edit your videos and you do a weekly call with them to mentor them.
Okay.
And don't let that be the reason why you're not releasing. Your goal should be to create the content that doesn't need to be edited yet. Like this interview, you could just post.
Right, exactly. Well, you see the microphone. I'm taking
It's
advantage
going.
of it. Trust me, Evan. I need to make a shirt that says, "What would Evan do?" Because I'm always, you see, I'm putting you up there with Jesus, right?
Wow, that's
I want to follow you. like in all seriousness, I've been following you since 2015, and already one of my dreams is to have you to know who I am and to, you to be my friend. And so that has happened. I'm able to like just talk to you. If not, I can, text Nina and Nina get the message to you and apologize to Nina because I know I text her a lot. But
Well,
huh?
I mean, it's getting it up, and if it's training yourself to just share your message and release, and it won't be perfect.
Right.
And I mean, think about all the stuff we did at Thought Leadership Academy of how do you come up with the thought leadership template, but you've got
Mm-hmm.
a lot of knowledge to share. The whole point of the document versus create, that's the Gary Vee strategy, was to try to make it easier to release,
Right.
right? But if you're documenting so much, but then now it requires massive editing for it to be valuable, then it's not an effective strategy, right? Like easier for you might just be sit in front of the camera, come up with an idea, press record, and go.
Right.
Like if you're gonna do it, so you came to, what was it? Was it Dallas Video Marketing World?
Yeah, Video Marketing World 2018, I believe.
When you came, okay, so if you're gonna document that, maybe that's a lot of editing because it's got to be you in the morning, then driving in the car, then the
Right.
speakers and
Yeah.
B-roll and music, and it might be the overthinking becomes, well, I can't release this unless it looks fancy, and otherwise it doesn't make a lot of sense because there's a bunch of raw footage, right?
Right.
If that's where you're at, then go make thought leadership videos, or go make coaching videos, or go do Q&A videos, so that you don't need an editor. So like on the one hand, yes, look for an editor and try to find somebody, if you can't afford them, to do some kind of exchange with, and make videos that don't need editing yet, because what's happening is nothing's going up, right?
Right. Right.
So
Exactly. Like I'm
so
at the point where I'm not even afraid, but it's just I don't want to commit to a day too soon. Like, how everyone always have, okay, video release every Friday or whatever. I don't want to do that until I have at least about 3 videos in my queue, like just ready to upload on their own. And so that's what I'm working with. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to get the videos on YouTube, trying to schedule them so that when I do get busy, there's still a presence of me online.
so the best thing you can do is today, you've got a phone, you've got a microphone right there in front of you. You tilt the phone this way and you record 3 videos. Like
Okay.
today's is the perfect timing because I was making my videos today. Tuesday is my filming day. And
Right.
Nina had to go to Costco and had to go a couple places. So okay, I'll join you. And she went shopping and I sat in the car and filmed videos. And it's from my phone. I took this phone that I'm using, turned it this way,
Right.
press record, go. Content.
I know. I know. Yeah. Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got you've
You know
got
what? Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
you've got the message, you've got a story, you've got wisdom that will impact others. It's just reducing the burden
Yeah.
and knowing that the story, is good.
One of my excuses was I was like, I don't want to edit all the time, and I remember hearing you say that too, that you don't like editing. And so I was like, you know what? I'm decent at editing, but I don't want to do it all the time. But then when I, started editing and I'm getting that energy and I'm in that mind frame, like I could feel the muscle like building where I'm in that editing mode. But then I'm like, God, I have so many other things to do. Like I don't want to, neglect them. So it's a balance. It really is. Trying to get this YouTube channel up, and I know it's going to take a while,
No,
but
no. Listen, if I'm you, no editing for 6 months.
no editing for. Oh,
For
whoa.
you like you can get an editor if you can make some kind of relationship happen. Like, hey, you could stay at my Airbnb for a month, or hey, I'll
Uh huh.
coach you every week or something, whatever. Because
Right.
you're dabbling in so many things, which is fun and creative and expressive and awesome, and then but at the same time then like nothing happens because it's
Mhm.
too much tam cam to try to be everywhere all at once, right?
You can never
um,
have too much time. Oh, go ahead.
well, but the problem is none of the projects get enough tam cam, so nothing, it doesn't
Right.
end up going to what it could be. And so I would establish a rule. If I'm you, that's what I would do for the next 6 months. It's like, I need to make a video. I need to get at least 2 videos up, 3 videos a week on my YouTube channel, and I'm not allowed to edit anything.
Okay, so this is, I love that. I absolutely love it because I do want to relinquish that, responsibility. So what do you think about this? So what I'm doing now is I'm putting myself on a 100 video challenge, and I started last time I saw you.
Let's go.
So it's been 2 years on a 100 video challenge. And so what I was going to do was create the vibe, the culture, the feeling of my YouTube channel, and then try to find someone who can just study who I am, and they'll know instead of me just going into a relationship or editing relationship saying, hey, this is what I want, and they can actually see who I am. Is that a good idea to you?
Parallel paths, so it's both at the same time. So 3 videos a week.
Okay.
So you start moving closer to actually hitting your 100. I love the 100 video challenge. I mean, inside Movement Makers, I try to push everybody to make 100 videos because before you judge yourself and say that you suck, go make 100 videos because your first ones are going to suck, and then you get better with every video you make. So I love the 100 video challenge, but now we have to start crossing those numbers off so we get closer to 100 instead of it still just being some goal. So 3 videos a week. You can't edit for 6 months.
Okay.
But so that means videos still have to go up, right? Like this week,
Absolutely.
What day is today? Tuesday. 3 videos have to go up this week. By next Tuesday, we need to have 3 videos. So how is that going to happen with you not editing? Well, you gotta post a raw video. So here's one. This interview could be 1 video for you. Good. You're set. But it's vertical. Great. Post vertical. Like this
Absolutely.
Vertical video is better than no video going up on your channel, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now you record, after this, you tilt your phone sideways and you record a couple more videos, and you like, so what do I talk about? Well, you talk to younger Tam Kim. Like, what advice would you give yourself 5 years ago? You look at some of the questions you get asked by the people who follow you on Instagram, or some of the comments, or some of the questions already, in here in the chat that you can respond to. Some of the questions you get asked about the photography business or Airbnb business, like all of the stuff that you get asked, you turn into content, and you just press record and you do 1 take, and then you post. And you're going to make mistakes. And if you make mistakes, you just keep going. Right. Just like here. If I make a mistake, if you make a mistake, guess what? We're not saying, oh, stop.
Keep going.
And like, let's start over again, right? But that's your strength because you've got such a big heart, and you can connect with people easily. And I mean, I think of the Back to Thought Leadership Academy for the 3 days in Toronto, of how much you were sharing your story and the whole thing you did with Alex, and just how much people loved you, and how much you were also just trying to shine a light on the people and support them. And when they were nervous, you'd go and give them a hug or just a little bit of encouraging words, like all of that. That's your superpower. You're not the stiff, like robot, have to be perfect, everything. At least when you're at your best, it's like that when you open up your heart and show that you're vulnerable too. The thing you did with Alex with the joint tattoos, for people watching, like, she wanted to get a tattoo. Alex talked about getting a tattoo, and she came up and said, hey, if Alex will get a tattoo, I will too. And they went the next day to tattoo shop, and they both got their tattoo. And cries and tears, and
talk
it
about
was
trying
great.
to make an impression on you, right?
But it's great. But like, it wasn't just a strategy. It was from the heart. And like, when you lead from the heart, you win, and people connect to you. So people aren't going to follow your content because of the lower thirds or the music or the transitions or the B-roll or whatever. They're going to follow because of the heart that you've got, and the message and the wisdom you have to share. So you make a mistake, you keep going. You make a mistake, you keep rolling. I filmed this morning. I made a few mistakes as I went, whatever. If I had no editor, I just whatever, keep going, post, and next. And that's how you start to build up the momentum, the skill set, as well as the following. So while you're thinking about editor, and if there's anybody in your community that you might be able to, do some kind of connection or partnership with, you're still making the content. And a 10-minute video should take you 10 minutes to record. Now, you can throw a thumbnail. You're allowed to do thumbnails, so you can do a thumbnail. Don't overthink the thumbnail. No more than 20 minutes, Cam. No more than 20 minutes on the thumbnail. Don't be spending 4 hours.
I'm a graphic designer, so yeah, I'm a graphic designer.
I know you are. I know, but
yeah.
but it's easy to go back.
You know what? Edison, I mean, Evan, I've really come really far as not overthinking a lot of the stuff that I was thinking about last
Mm-hmm.
time I saw you.
Good.
So I'm really proud of myself in that regard. It's just that now it's like this is my fourth time since like 2010, and it's like okay, fourth time has to be a charm. It has to work. Because if I don't do this now, when will I do this? I mean, the internet is forever changing. So I needed to talk to you. I needed to do this publicly to hold myself accountable.
Let's
Just like
go.
yeah, exactly. Let's go. So
Well, listen, we got Rocket Employment here in the chat, who's also part of Move Maker. She says you can do it. I started the
oh,
100 video challenge in January and hit my 100 by April. Before the challenge, I only had one video on my channel because I was so afraid to post. You can do it.
yeah, exactly. And I post my first video with you. I don't know if you remember that. You made me post it at Video Marketing World. Are you going to be there this year?
I don't think so.
No, it's in October.
I don't think so. I don't know if there's a scheduling conflict or I wasn't invited or I don't know. But no, I've got a couple of events, but I could be wrong. I don't think it's on my calendar though.
Okay. So while I have you, I want to. Oh, did you hear that?
No.
The car just screeched in front of my house. Sorry. So the other side of YouTube, I want to talk to you about. Trying to decide what the channel should be about. Of course, it's going to be about photography, but of course, I'm in an Airbnb space. But of course, that, I have a lot of other things going on. Is it wise to have a channel with multiple things going on?
As long as you can tie the main theme in.
Okay.
So what's the main theme of the photography channel?
Teaching people about the photography business and basically entertaining them, taking them on a journey with me as I shoot my clients.
So what's the main theme of TamCam?
It's just a video diary. It's a video diary into the life of an entrepreneur, who I am, what I do, and just because you are a creative don't mean that you have to be one-dimensional. Should that be a little shorter?
No, I like it. So what does your tattoo say?
Great.
So here's the thing: if you're gonna do, I mean, you got create. Alex has belong, I believe.
Wait, did you get a tattoo?
No, I didn't get a tattoo. No,
Oh.
I didn't get a tattoo. But like we all have our one word. You have to decide whether you want to make tactical channels, and there's no right or wrong here. If you're gonna teach people how to be a photographer, it's very tactical. The people who are watching are going to be photographers. So other people won't be interested in watching the channel. Same thing for Airbnb, etc. So if you want to have a tactical only how-to channel, then those are different channels. It has to be. Otherwise, the channel's going to tank.
Okay.
So that's option one. Then you have multiple channels. But if that's the path, I'd still start with one. Don't worry about like having 5 channels. Like we're not consistent on one yet. Let's get consistent on one. Worry about that before we expand. Yeah. Hello. The other option, hold on.
Go ahead.
The other option is to make your channel about create. And then it could be anything creative. But it changes how you create the content. So the photography video, you can have a weekly series about photography, but I should be inspired to create by watching your video, even if I don't want to be a photographer. So by watching your video on Create about photography, it makes me want to go create something. I go write my book, or I go make a video, or I go and make a song, or I go, like, it makes me want to, it inspires me to create somewhere in my life. Mm-hmm. Even if I don't care about photography. And same thing with Airbnb, and same thing with the talent agency and whatever else you want to be talking about. So it just changes the approach going in. The goal is to inspire people to create in their life, and you're using photography just as a conduit, as a story to help inspire me to go and create.
And
but that's a different, go ahead.
That's why I named it Always Pam Pam, because I felt like the word always means consistency, to constantly be in motion, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it just changes the intention when you go into making a video. It's not the 7 ways to land clients as a photographer, right? You can make that video, but it's a very tactical, I'm only interested in this if I'm a photographer, versus elements of creativity. So if you go in thinking, hey, I want somebody who never wants to be a photographer to watch this video about photography, because I want them to have a takeaway to go be creative somehow in their life, maybe because they want to do painting. And even if you, Tam never painted or don't care about painting, it's going to inspire me to go and paint, because that's what my creative calling is to be. It just changes the intention going in to recording the video. And then anything could be used as a story or an example, Airbnb, photography, etc. But it just changes the approach going in. Your mission is to inspire people to unlock the creativity in their life. And that's what the channel's about. So great. So if that's the channel, then you can combine everything together. But the main mission needs to be coming out of every video. I am inspired. You can use me as an example. Like, I'm not in Airbnb. I'm not in photography. I'm not in talent agency. How do you get Evan Carmichael to be inspired to go create more by watching your video on photography?
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's definitely some good advice. Taking it all in. Now it's time to put it to work. Do that challenge start today? I can't edit any videos. Do I have to go find an editor today?
Parallel paths, right? It's like, let's go find an editor and think about, like, it's a good challenge for today. As soon as we're done, record 2 videos about creativity. Like, what could 2 videos be about creativity that you could post? Where the one story is going to be, because with every great video, it's good to have a story, your story, right. Personal. Don't just preach to me. Tell me what you've been through and tell me how I can learn from your journey. So what are 2 themes that you could make videos on today after this call, where one, you could tell a photography related story, and one you can tell an Airbnb related story, but there's creativity on top of it? What would the themes be?
Well, photography, say for instance, the most recent one that came to mind is I was photographing a mom, and she thought it was just her single birthday session. But actually 30 minutes later, the whole family came and surprised her here at my studio, and because she always wanted a family portrait. But she could never get everyone together, so they were able to do that. I'm creating memories. I'm creating long-lasting feelings, in that regard. As far as the Airbnb.
Okay, so how do you tie in creativity to that theme?
Into that.
The first one.
To the first one. Being able to do something that no one else can do, because what I do is I also take pictures behind the scenes, and as soon as my clients leave, I give them these black and white pictures of the daughter helping her mom, maybe, just fix her clothes or, brush her hair, things that I don't know if any other photographer is doing, but I love to do that. And I'm from Louisiana, originally New Orleans. And so I call that lagniappe. And so I urge any creative or any photographer out there to just start giving away some things, because that actually helped me. They post those pictures online, and that helps generate business. And I don't do it for that. I do it because I actually love behind the scenes pictures almost more than the actual pictures I'm taking. So that's a form of creativity for me. Great.
So the lesson there is, think of creative ways to recognize your customers. And now this can inspire me, right? So I'm not a photographer, but what you're doing is saying, hey, how can I creatively go above and beyond to help my customers, to help my clients? What can I do to help them? And say, well, for example, in my photography business, here's what I do. I take these black and white pictures, right? But you're then tying it to the theme. So think about your own business, and think about your clients. What can you do to be unique, to be the only one who does this in your market, right? So now you're challenging me. Yeah. Well, great, but awesome. But you're challenging me to be more creative in my business. It's a great example now. Now it's not just a photography business. You challenge everybody who owns a business to be more creative, because there's this is great Jay-Z interview where somebody asked him, like, you're into music, but then you're also into clothing, and you're also into this, and you're also into that. He's like, don't you ever feel like it's all over the place, and like, why do you feel like you belong in this brand new industry that you're taking on, right? And not like in a judgmental way, just like in awe,
Yeah.
like, how do you do this?
Trust me, I
And
relate.
his answer was, it's just an extension of being creative. I'm a creative guy,
Hmm.
and every
Yeah,
industry needs more creativity. And that's all
exactly.
I do is like I show up and I bring creativity to a new industry that I care about.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's super similar, right? It's like you're just showing
Right.
up and bringing creativity to different industries. Okay,
Yeah.
so great. So that's one. So the lesson is recognize your customers in creative ways, and you're going to then tell me a story about how you do it in photography. What's an Airbnb one?
So as far as Airbnb, when my Airbnb was open because it's currently closed, I actually had a customer who come into town and she walked into the building where the Airbnb was, and she knocked on the door as I was cleaning, and she said, "I'm sorry." She was like, "I just had to come in because this is actually where I used to live." And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, I used to live here like 15 years ago." And I was like, "Oh my God." Well, it was more than that. She said when she was a little girl, so she had to be in her 40s. So I think she was saying she was 3 years old. So she walked me around the whole Airbnb and she was tearing up. And she was saying, "This is where me and my brother used to hide from my mom. This is where my mom used to cook. Oh my God, they remodeled the kitchen. This is where she had the refrigerator. They remodeled everything." Like she just was going back, and I was just watching her. And so I immediately said, when she started walking around, I was like, "You mind if I record this?" And she was like, "No, no, go ahead, go ahead." So I have it on film. I have it recorded, I have it documented, but I have not posted. So that's my only thing. But like even talking about that story, just it gives me chills. And when she came in, it was confirmation that I was doing the right thing. I was on the right path because I always branded myself as a photographer, not even an entrepreneur, And now because I have multiple businesses, I'm looking at myself as a true entrepreneur. Now I'm trying to, and I'm getting off track right now. Now what I'm trying to do is just position myself where I'm working behind the scenes and have people working for me. Um, so
Well, listen, you're not just a photographer. You're not just an entrepreneur either. You're a creative force because to your
I'm gonna get that on a
friends,
t-shirt, creative force.
you, I'm a creative force. Yeah, that's what you are because you
I'm
don't
a
just
creative
bring it.
force.
You
Hmm.
don't just bring creativity to business. You bring it to your life, and you bring it to other people's lives too. Like you're the one who, for your friends, how many times have your friends come to you with a problem, and then you found some super creative solution for them that they never even thought of? Like, how did you think of that? You just can't help
Yeah.
it. It's the
See,
way you
you know
work.
what? Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is why I wanted to have this with you because 2020 was just a very, dreadful year for not just me, for everybody. And I felt like I couldn't get creative because I wasn't going anywhere. I was just home, so I couldn't talk about stories or adventures and stuff like that. Now is go time, and I'm so inspired. And you know what? Another reason why I think I was kind of stuck last year, I actually stopped watching Believe Nation. I actually stopped watching. I stopped watching all the content that I thought that helped me in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm back on track, is motivating me even more. So I encourage everyone out there who needs that little encouragement to just continue watching your channel because if it wasn't for your channel, and I want to say this before we run out of time, um, I wouldn't have my staffing company. My photography business wouldn't be where it is. So you are a big part of my success. The success that I have and that I probably will gain in the future.
I appreciate that. Um,
Yeah.
and I think there's a lot of people going through negative times and trying to come out and their worlds have been rocked. And if you talk about a time when people need creative thinking, it's now.
Yeah.
Like people need to be creative. They don't want to return to a life that used to be. Their world's been turned upside down. They're not sure what to do. They need creativity. They need resourcefulness. They need the message. Um, so I think the time is definitely now for your content. People like the creative force thing. So I'm a creative force. It's what you are. Like how we self-identify is important, right? I used to be a photographer, now I'm an entrepreneur, but you're more than that because you bring creativity everywhere. And whenever it's a great reminder, because whenever you feel stuck, if you feel stuck, the only thing that's missing is a little bit of creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
Like
know what else?
creativity is,
Yeah,
yep.
that's creativity and helping other people too. I find that whenever I'm inside of my head, and I haven't read your book Built to Serve yet. Matter of fact, I need to get an autographed copy. Hello.
Let's go.
Tell Nina to send it out. Tomorrow with a Y. Or you can put it it's all about serving, like I remember one time I was walking and I was in a rut. And I remember this little old lady, and I know this sounds like something I got from a movie, but I swear this happened. Little old lady walking across the street, and I said, "Wait a minute, ma'am, don't," And she was like, "Oh, ma'am," she's like, "Baby, thank you so much. I didn't even see that car," and instantly I remember I was watching your videos months prior, and I remember thinking, "This is what you were talking about. This is the feeling of serving. This is way before you wrote the book Built to Serve." And the moment I helped her, I forgot about my own self. I forgot about my own problems, and I became a person of service. And I was like, oh, I need to stop moping and worrying about myself, and just focus my feelings on helping other people to get out of my rut.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think it's just a good practice, not just to get out of your feelings, just for all humanity, to just go and help other people. I think that's why I love my staffing company so much, because I feel like I'm helping people.
This is like the fourth or fifth or sixth story you've already told, on this quick little
Can
session.
we do
So
this
like,
every week then?
no, but like this is the thing. Like this is great little spark, but you're already a storyteller. You already love telling stories, and you already love serving. You already love helping. You've got all the ingredients. No editing for 6 months and 3 videos a day. Sorry, a day would be great. 3 videos a week.
Well, I'm trying to. Okay. All right.
Let's get the 3 videos a week. No editing for 6 months. You've got somebody in the chat wrote, "May the creative force be with you." I like that, instead of just "May the force be with you." Yeah, I mean, you got great stories. You got a great heart. It's just a matter of getting it up. So I think it's a good challenge to get to your 100 videos.
Thank you, Evan.
Much love, everybody. Go follow. Always. What's your IG? Always Tam Cam.
Always Tam Cam, and on YouTube also Always Tam Cam. I'm a photographer, and
She's a creative force. She's not a photographer.
I'm a creative
She's a creative force.
I'm a creative force. Oh my God. I'm about to go get that t-shirt made.
Yes. I want one too. I'll trade you a signed copy Built to Serve for my I Am a Creative Force with Always Tam Cam somewhere in there. All right, deal. Much love, Tam Cam. Thank you for the love. We'll see you soon. Okay.
Love.
Cheers. Bye.